somewhere else?
Well, first of all, historically, we've had a lot of guys at Ohio State.
Yep.
Probably more guys at Ohio State than we had at Notre Dame, but we've had a good number there. What I think the point is, if you said major Catholic universities that have major programs, well, how many are there? There's Notre Dame and Boston College. Then after that, I mean, there's Catholic programs, but they're not.
It's not at the level. Yeah.
If you picture the top 45, football major Division I schools, those are probably it. We are in the Midwest, and Notre Dame is a factor in the Midwest. It's 4 hours away. So I would say that's a factor. That if a kid is being a Catholic and interested in continuing that type of education, you have Notre Dame and you have Boston College. And we've sent a lot of guys to Boston College too, to be honest. We have an all-league defensive end playing for them. Now, I would say also that Notre Dame has a certain advantage when you say it could recruit 50 states in America, especially the Catholic high schools, because it has that kind of name and that type of atmosphere of having the religious connection. If a young man feels that's part of his life, important part of the way he prepares, the way he just lives, that's appealing to that young man. Now, typically, here you go, a kid like a Liam Eichenberg. Ohio State offers, Notre Dame offers, a Michigan offers. Right there, you're pretty much going, well, wow, I have pretty much anything I could ask for. If Alabama offers, I don't think a kid in this scenario would be going, oh, I'm going to go to Alabama instead. I just don't see it. I think when you look at the situation, there's been times when the guys have gone to Notre Dame that Ohio State didn't offer, so it wasn't even a debatable issue.
But like when you bring up Liam as the example, Ohio State, if you go back since Urban Meyer began there, they, I think on one hand, players that they've offered in Ohio have left to go somewhere else that's not Ohio State.
Right.
And every time, it's been Notre Dame.
Oh.
And the reason, and I just didn't know if Notre Dame had a certain presence. And I know that, like, you guys send a lot of kids everywhere based on, not everybody gets an, but, like, when it comes to Ohio State kids that they want and then lose, they're not losing Liam to Michigan and Michigan State, and they're losing him to Notre Dame, and there's, like, a certain pattern at Catholic schools, and I was just wondering if you thought that.
Of those, my question back to you is, you said there's like 5 or whatever. Were they all from Catholic high schools?
Yes.
All right. Well, then I think there's an answer to this situation. I think that a faith-based college, and then, again, when you say major college in America, there's really 2 that are Catholic. And Boston College is way on the East Coast, so obviously the Notre Dame is really not that far away. So there's a lot of Notre Dame graduates in Northeast Ohio. In Cleveland, they have a big Notre Dame club in Cleveland. So there's a presence of that too. I mean, I think Urban Meyer, if you sat down and talked with him, he was an assistant at Notre Dame for a long while, and that school's very dear to him. I don't think he's totally shocked that once in a while there's going to be a kid who says, no, I'm going to go to Notre Dame. I don't think he'd be totally shocked about that, because we talked,
And what's his thought on it?
I mean, he's disappointed. right? If you're recruiting a kid, he's disappointed. But I think he realizes football is one thing, the education is one thing. When you start adding Notre Dame's factor, there's a faith idea that is an interesting factor that kicks it over maybe for certain kids.